right, let's look at the book that I have open to the passages that are kind of talking about this. And once again, it's about the dead. Okay, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Jah, which is poetic for Jehovah. And books were opened, which is in the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to the works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. Well, that's that dispensational age that I was talking about, that is this time that's coming. And we see that I have identified this with the symbolism here of these asteroids. And then, of course, that connected here to this rising of these souls. Now, 20 years ago, man, I'm going to tell you, I have really hit a lot of symbolism here on the money. Check out all the purple that's around this whole scene. And of course, we know that this purple is symbolism for what's about to happen. Symbolism for what they plan to do. And then, of course, the purple, the yellow for this intended golden age, all of that's there. Okay, all of that's there. But we see that in a sense that it's kind of flipped, if you will. That we see that the true golden age itself is in representation of this rising to the spirit abode. That it doesn't take place on earth, like many people believe. That this golden age for us is going to be in the spirit as we ride to the heavenly abode. The golden age here on earth is for those wicked that try to remove us off it. And then, of course, we have this color here for what a lot of people talk about, the androgyny, stuff that I didn't even know 20 years ago. Okay, stuff that I had no idea about. And as you can see, like I say, my vision into the distance has put all the correct symbols in place. Let's give a little credit to Bill here of Occult Science. And I want you to see that 20 years ago, the main planet that I have in this whole agenda of planets, guess what? Saturn. Incredible. Now, at this point when I drew this drawing, I pretty much chose Saturn just because it was the most easily identifiable of planets with the ring around it. And I had no other intention involved. But I just find it odd that I was able to kind of visualize exactly the symbols that are in place right now. And of course, we know that there is a major occult connection to them representing this planet Saturn in their messages, if you will. We can see that all the symbols are absolutely here. Everything is there. So, incredible. Now, let me show you something else that let's not overlook when we go back to this passage here. Remember this event that was to be caused here is an association with the great city that's being symbolized spiritually as Sodom and Egypt. Spiritually. And then when you look at the end of the pet goat vid, if you look at the beginning on the map, there's New York marked off. And then at the end, we see this symbol once again for the pyramids, but also the symbol for Egypt. And then I told you that New York City symbolizes Egypt, and then guess what we have? We have a meteor or a comet or an asteroid coming to hit this symbolic Egypt. Well, it means multiple things. We're talking about a fractal. It's talking about the destruction of New York City by a supposed asteroid or comet, aka Gotham City, Dark Knight Rises. And it's also showing you the trigger that once this event happens, that they'll be able to release this seal that is binding these beings underneath. Think that's amazing? Well, let's get back to this. This is the most amazing thing I've ever done, and I'm blown away. Once again, another drawing I did over 20 years ago. I cannot say enough about this. I want you to see here. This is the second cup falling. I've already talked to you guys about this. This is the 9/11 event, the two towers, the illusion, the mushrooms, the evil villain that supposedly was supposed to cause it. Of course, we invaded Iraq. Saddam eventually told us it was Osama, and then eventually we find out that, nah, this was a satanic agenda. There's the plane involved in the whole thing. That's the first cup. Here's the second cup. There's the second cup falling. What's it falling beside? A symbol for Batman. I did this over 20 years ago. And then, of course, on this other side is the New World Order. Well, when we flip this upside down, what do we have? We have the Great Pyramid of Giza. I'll be back and I'll start explaining this in full.